In this episode, Derek and I are going to be discussing our reactions to the Virginia Tech and Miami football game, where a deep pass into the end zone to win the game for Virginia Tech was then changed after being reviewed. Derek, what were your initial thoughts when the ball was thrown and it was caught, and then the officials came out and said that it's a touchdown? And then when they were going into that review, were you thinking to yourself, this is going to get overturned, the call will stand? Or what did you think was going to happen from seeing the replay and knowing the call on the field here? That's the key part of this. The call on the field. What were you thinking?
Oh man, here's the thing. They said incomplete, which was totally wrong. But the point is, it doesn't matter if it was incomplete. What the announcers did not show was the fact that when the ball was juggling around on top of the Miami player,
Mm-hmm.
at the end after Virginia Tech tried to catch it,
Yeah.
you know, it rolled on the body of the Miami player before the Virginia Tech grabbed it off his belly. Well, guess what? Here's a little rule that everybody should know. When your buddy is touching any part of the out of bounds, and it was clearly visible his body was touching the out of bounds, part of his body was in bounds and part of his shoulder was out of bounds, clearly touching
Yeah.
out of bounds. As the ball is laying on his stomach, the the ball is out of bounds. It would have been over no matter what. So there
So I
still
think you're
is a
getting
controversy.
I think you're getting it flipped around. Virginia Tech is the one who caught the ball, and then Miami is the one who pulled it out.
Yeah, but the thing is, Miami was on the ground.
Yeah, and then they pulled
Who-
it out after the receiver was on the ground. So the receiver went up for it, pulled it down, and then from the ground, the Miami players punched it out of there. And the controversy is that the Virginia Tech guy had the ball with him, but whenever he was on the ground, it got punched out. But the replay, you can't see who's touching the ball, who's grabbing it, and that's
He
what
was.
ends up happening.
I know what you're talking about, and I know you're saying that. But the point is, I saw that. I saw that the ball. He had it, but he didn't have full in there. When you come down, you have to have
Yeah.
control. He did not have control. You know, and it got loose. It landed on the belly. They called it incomplete at that point, but the ball was still alive. So if the ball was still alive, like it should
Why
have
would it
been,
still
because
be alive?
because it was rolling on the belly of Miami. It never touched the ground.
Okay. So you're saying
Yes,
that the ball was moving around on the way while he was coming down, the ball was still moving.
once it got knocked out, it kind of rolled on the body of the Miami guy laying
Yeah.
down, and he went and grabbed it again, and it still was a catch. But the body was actually, part of his body was actually out of bounds. So clearly, it was laying on his belly, rolling a little bit, clearly stating that it's out of bounds because of that
Mm,
body part. You can't, yeah, there it was. It wasn't going to go Virginia Tech's way, no matter what.
mm. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting because I I understand how people may have thought that the ball was rolling around, but to be honest, like you couldn't see anything. You really could not tell if the ball was loose or not, in my opinion. And the fact that the call on the field was a catch, that was not definitive enough for me. If I was a Virginia Tech fan, I'd be really upset and go like, "How can you that's not enough proof that that ball was incomplete." I think it should have been a stands kind of situation, not confirmed,
Mhm.
not changed, but stands because like you could not see what was going on. And when you cannot see what's going on, it's always been stick with the call on the field.
So here's the thing: the highlight I saw, because I was watching one of those videos, because I was driving back from Houston,
Yeah.
and the only way I could watch it was watch one of those videos where they show the highlight, the game, like they fast forward and got to the main parts. And what
Yeah.
I saw was a Miami player on the ground So I don't know how the announcer called it, and you're saying it was incomplete. I think he was calling it was incomplete because it was on the Miami player's body. That's what I think.
No, no, no. The refs said that it was complete. It was a touchdown on the field.
Yeah, because it was, and if you watch it, you clearly see the
Virginia
ball on
Tech
the.
touchdown.
Yeah, if you watch it, it's clear on the Miami player's body, never touching the ground. And then they grabbed it and kept control of it, Virginia Tech. That's where I believe it's called a complete pass. But as the review is going on, and I don't know what the announcer was going off, but I think the main point was the body being out of bounds is the reason why it was called incomplete.
Yeah, but the what the Virginia Tech player is the one that went up for it and came down with it. The Miami
That's
players
correct.
took it away from him after he was on the ground.
And I want you to watch that video again and look at it closely. You see the ball rolling on the guy.
After it's on the ground. You can
No, it
catch a
never touched.
ball, you can catch a ball and then it pops out after you're already on the ground and it's still a catch in today's day and age.
Well, let me see here.
I mean, that's what I saw. Now in both of our defenses here, it's hard to see what's going on. Like it really is. It's hard to see what's going on this.
I'm, I'm looking at it right now. He
Yeah.
jumps up, he grabs it, he's coming
Right.
down in slow
Yes.
motion.
Yep.
All right. It
Yes.
never touches the ground. All of a sudden, it's bobbling in his hands, and it bobbles
After
between
the
legs.
ground.
No, it never touched the ground once. It's it's
No,
it's
I'm
it
talking about
bob.
his body. His body when his body
Oh yeah,
touches
yeah,
the ground.
yeah, yeah.
When his
That's
body
correct.
touches the ground, then the ball pops out.
Yeah, and the
So wouldn't that be
ball
a
was still.
catch?
Yeah, if the Miami player wasn't touching, it wasn't out of bounds.
No, it's not the Miami player. It's the Virginia
You're
Tech
not
player.
seeing what I'm watching right now. The
I
body.
know. I watched it like 3 times
Okay,
before we're
okay.
recording this.
They grab it. It comes
You know
down.
what? I'm gonna pull it up now
All
too.
right. It comes down, grabs it, and all of a sudden it's bobbling. It's all over the body. Right. It never touches the ground. All right. It lays on the Miami player's knee. That's what I just saw. Knee. And then the Miami player is out of bounds. And uh, uh, then he finally grabs it off his knee and holds on to it firm. But the body being out of bounds means he's out of bounds. It has nothing to do with anything
so
of being touching the ground.
so two players can be touching the ball at the same time. One can be out and one cannot be, and that does not make the ball out. If the player that's out of bounds is the first one that touches the ball, that's out of bounds. But if the or I keep accidentally trying to say West Virginia, if the Virginia Tech guy touches the ball first and is coming down with it, even if a guy who's out of bounds is touching it, that's not out of bounds
Yeah,
because it's in
it's
the
rolling.
possession of the other guy.
It's not in
So,
possession of the other guy anymore.
but here's the thing: we can't tell. You can't see it.
I can see it
I'm
clearly.
just saying. So look, I see the ball come out after both players are on the ground. That means that there has possibly been a catch, and now the ball is just jammed out. It's like catching the ball and somebody punches it out. That is still a catch. That's not an incomplete pass, and that's why I'm
That's
saying like what I'm saying is it
I,
should have stood.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but it definitely doesn't stand because he didn't have control of it as he was coming down.
But you can't see it.
Yes, you can. You'd see in the video.
I'm looking at it right now, and I gotta be honest with you. I can barely see
Well,
anything in there. All I see is a Virginia Tech hand, and then a Miami hand comes in there late.
you know what? The three things that refs look at when considering a ball is complete.
Yeah.
Does he have a catch? Is one. Does he maintain possession of it? Is two. And when he goes down, does he maintain possession on the collision going down? because he didn't establish himself. He established himself when he was going to the ground. He did not maintain possession as he went down to the ground. So therefore, it's incomplete. But technically, it never hit the ground. It just bobbled all over the bodies of the players and bobbled on the knee of the Miami player that was on the out of bounds. That's where the
Yeah.
incomplete comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. The issue that I have is not if I had to look at that replay without a call on the field, I would say that's an incomplete pass. The issue that I
Yeah.
have with this is that it was ruled a complete pass, and you're supposed to, unless if there's without a doubt evidence that the call was wrong. But that blurry video to me is not without a doubt. Now, am I saying 70% no catch? Yes. But that's not, 95%, 100% no catch. Maybe it is to you. To me, whenever I see that, I can barely see what's going on. So if you can barely see what's going on, why change the call?
Yeah. Well, I saw a clear
All
incomplete.
right, we may just have to. I mean, I do think that most likely, yes, it was an incomplete pass. I can see that maybe the ball was bobbling, but I really can't at the same time. I kind of can only see it because people are telling me it's bobbling. But whenever I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it 5, 10 times in a row, I still can barely see what's going on, which would make me make me think, don't you just go with what the call was on the field? But um, I mean, I guess that's what everybody's kind of arguing with on that. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, well, I guess we'll move on from this one. Yeah, it ended up being called incomplete. If you got give y'all's thoughts down below what you think of it. If you thought that it was a catch, not a catch, and then also if you guys think that the call on the field should have been called the touchdown stands rather than gotten reversed. It'd be interesting to read some of those comments. So please comment down below. Also throw a like on this video if you enjoyed our conversation, liked our takes. If you had disagreements with our takes, again, go down below in the comments. Let us know how you're feeling about this scenario, and please hit that notification bell.
I'm always right, buddy. Always right. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Oh yeah, you cut out for like 10 seconds and you were just
Oh no, I did that on purpose.
oh.
I wasn't really trying to talk.
You know what, dude?
So
You know what? You tell them to like and subscribe to the video, Derek.
like and subscribe, ring that bell, and hook 'em horns.
All right, put a horns down in the comments for Derek over there and follow this channel. And with that being said, the Momentum Sports Podcast is out.